And there we go. We should now be live. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. There we go. Okay, things should be going now. Things should be get going. Don't know whose attention I may or may not have, but here we are, ladies and germs. I'm just gonna go ahead and back out of the studio again as per the fucking usual on the YouTube side of things, then click back in. Set my preview's working, because it doesn't like to fucking work half of the time. And beyond that, I'm just gonna click through this now and load up our character. Architect. And the June 23rd patches. Why the not? Why the fuck not? I actually should have loaded it into my world. Fuck me. I should have loaded into my world. Alright. Well, I guess we'll reload once I jump in here. You'll have to forgive me, guys. I'm eating at the moment. I spent almost entirely all of that time trying to troubleshoot why I didn't see the chat during the Black Desert stream, so now we fixed the problem. I needed to take the goddamn the link from it last time and just basically copy the link again. And that's really it. It's just because when it updated, the link changed. So, yeah. That's why. So chat's working now. And I should be able to see you guys in the preview, or at least you should be able to see yourselves pop up in the preview when you send a message to where I'm at in chat. But, yeah, we need 001. And we need Architect. And I need water. Because holy hell, I'm going to die of dry bread. This was actually the last place I went, come to think of it. I do not know where the last dungeon is, but not important. We're gonna go to the island of El Home. You have 3 guesses to wonder why we're going to the island of El Home. Hello. Tried to do that the first time, but I failed miserably. Hello, Mono. Bing. That is never gonna get fucking old. I do need more arrows, too, on top of it. And I might start planting some of those fucking yellow herbs. So why am I here again? Oh yes, I wanted to see what the crafting shit looks like now, because they changed a few things around for what things require now, if I am not mistaken. So I think guns actually require less materials than they did. Token of Dead Spirit, Token of Dead Eagle, Token of Dead Executioner. Well, I know what that is. Oh, alright, so those drop from... Got it. And what do gun parts need? Still the bargain mechanical parts? Is it going to actually tell me where to get bargain mechanical parts from now? That's unfortunate. Because I still have no idea where to get these mechanical parts from. And I've kind of just been running around all over the place like a mad fucking human trying to figure it out, and I haven't been able to figure it out. Like, I just don't know if I'm just not far enough. I do enjoy this game quite a bit, actually. I do. How are you doing today, Senpai Akuma? But yeah, that's like the main issues. I just have no idea where to get those parts, and it looks like my bitrate is doing that thing it was doing earlier. I hope it's not dying too badly on the stream. But, I think we're back into a green level, so... It was just a... Nope, we're back over to red. God damn it. We'll just have to play that one by ear, I guess. I mean, it looks fine over on the Twitch side of things, so, I mean, whatever. Might be some buffers, but I think we're good. Can't fucking tell. My internet has been doing weird shit all day long today. It's actually starting to aggravate me quite a bit. Just, you let me know if there's an issue with the stream, Senpai Akuma. Anyway, so guns, right. I wanted to go ahead and try to work on some more things, actually, and if I want to do good at it, I do need to... I'm gonna drop off these seeds, too, while I'm at it. Because we got the helicopter to go ahead and fly around to check all of the dungeons and stuff, but... My big issue now is trying to get all of the materials that I will need for things, and I have so many food items I can eat right now, holy crap. I've got all of these, I can... Oh, you know, let's drop that off too, actually. Because I don't need to hold on to any of that crap, like, pretty much at all. That's a lot of money. In a gold. There we go. Okay, now we are officially back. Let's see if the bitrate stays stable now. I'm gonna keep an eye on that for a little while. My apologies, my poor little PC pulled an all-nighter and it hasn't really had a rest in a little while, and that's probably a little bit of the issue. Most of it is just I'm too lazy to get this on a hardwire connection, and it's probably why a lot of the dips and outages and stuff that I get even happen in the first place. But, hell, if I was able to retain your attention after that, then, excellent. Otherwise, I don't fucking blame you. My apologies, though. I work with what I've got here, so. That being said, we have some people to hurt, and I actually need a little bit of health on this character as well, so I think... We're going to see how many slates of growth we have here. I mean, that is enough slates of growth. It's not like a fucking crazy fuck ton, but, this is the character we're already using. I might as well buff the shit out of her. Because I can't really do damage to things if I'm getting killed by them, so... Figured that getting a lot of health on this character would help considerably. I actually probably should stick with that world now that I think about it, because I have the higher tier stuff. But we'll check the 23rd patch world. Alright, well, looks like everything is stable enough, at least. I can't even fucking tell anymore with this game. I mean, not even the game, the PC. Like, I fucking can't when I'm streaming half of the times. Which is a shame. You can tell I don't stream regularly, huh? Alright, yeah. Let's start by exploring. That's where we begin. And if I want to go all the way up there, which I do... I hope that fucking dragon isn't up here. Because if he is, it's just gonna make my world a lot more painful. Alright, good. He's not. Alright, Anubis. We gonna be having some words. Wait, increase stats for... Oh, superior. Okay. No, we need this. So, 5 of 30. Oh, we've already increased her shit quite a bit. And I could do stamina, but, like, I don't think you really use stamina for much. Worst case scenario, I can save the last 10 upgrades for it, but, health is far more important early on. Alright, cool. 2... That is great, though. There's no dragon here. There is a fucking sentry turret there, though, so let's not get shot the fuck up by him. And we have about arrived. There we go. Alright, cool. Easy enough. But what I need to also do is put this fucking thing on. I'm starting to lose my damn mind. Actually not that. And do I have different arrows? I do. They're iron. Got it. What I need is that fucking thing to get off. There we go. I don't remember where I had my stuff set up. I was like, I can't remember. I'm trying to remember, like, a bunch of hotkeys for a game I haven't played in, like, weeks now. Ooh. Ooh. That's a new spear. That is nice. That is very nice. I'm going to be using that on my spear character. And then before I step down there, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Oh, absolutely, I'm stressing it and trying to flex it. There's no particular reason why I'm flexing it either, Fly, in any way, shape, or form, to be honest with you. There's no particular reason, I'm just memeing around, to be honest, but, that being said, because, like, that's, like, the bare minimum if you really want to be a streamer, if we're gonna be blunt about it. It's, like, the bare minimum is you can set up fucking stream notifications and properly assess people. Literally a work in process. Nice of the devs to mention that. There's a couple of items that are like this as well. Let me see if I have any on me. Also, Fly, are you seeing your messages? Excellent. Alright, cool. I just wanted to make sure your shit is popping up on screen now. Let me see if I have any other work in progress stuff. Iron Gauntlet doesn't say work in progress. But it does say it in the description for some things, so yeah, there's a couple of different things that do it. Repair Station used to be a work in progress, but not anymore. And then some of them, it's just literally in the name. But they do that stuff. Actually, you know what? I think the coin bag is a work in process. Yes, there we go. I have done the thing. I am smart. Alright, cool. I'm gonna start shooting people now with bows. Damn it, that wasn't a headshot? There we go. That was. Just an autosave. I have to say, though, I at least like being able to play Craftopia, because when the stalls happen, it's just because the game is fucking saving. When the stalls happen in Black Desert, I'm afraid that my entire PC stopped working. And again, a lot of it really is just because I haven't given this PC a break in a couple of days, because I've been running Black Desert in the background trying to AFK fish. So I kind of did this to myself, why it's kind of running like dick right now. They're in a really good cluster. There we go. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been absolutely ass-slapping with the bow, and it's been amazing. The gun is a little lackluster in Craftopia right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. The gun is a little lackluster, but it's not terrible, to be honest with you. It's not like the worst thing that I've ever used. It's just lacking in skills at the moment, and versus other weapons that already have their skills established, there's not much of a good reason to use a gun right now in the current state. And I'll show you guys exactly why that is. So let's go ahead and equip the gun. I'll have to equip bullets for it, which right here, we got 73 of these bullets. Now, I just want you guys to know, this is attack 10%, critical damage, even though it's magic crit, though. We have a ton of attack, a ton of life. It actually reduces my max life by quite a bit, though, when I have that on. And the bullets themselves give me bonus attack. My attack actually is really high with a gun versus with a bow. Really high. So there's not many, like, stat-wise, I should be absolutely devastating with this gun. Now I'm going to show you guys why the gun is not the best thing to use at the current moment. Oh, King Mono, what a perfect example, too, actually, because I can actually hit him. Alright, this is a terrible example. Things that aren't King Mono, this wouldn't be happening to. If that was anything but a King Mono, that wouldn't have happened. That was a fucking awful example. But I do want that Air Crown 3. Alright. Mulligan. That didn't happen. Magic attack 15% and max mana 10%, though, with the great affix on it. That is going onto my Spear Wielder. So, 1500s and then 4500 crits. I actually should submit a ticket to the devs as well, because I don't think that at the current state, either guns are showing proper crits. I don't know if you noticed, but that 4500 that hit, I can't actually tell if that's just because I am hitting a better zone on the enemy, or if it's because it's not registering the crit. Because that's what that really is. When you see like a jump in number, that's usually what it is. It's just like a crit going off. But I actually can't tell if it's just not registering that I crit it. I would like this Crescent Blade. But if I can't get it, I won't really be torn up over it. So I'm going to do this. Go to the market. Sell everything I don't need. Francesca, this. I'm not selling that. I do not need this many. Holy. Alright, no, I don't need max life minus. I don't need anything with minus on a pickaxe, for God's sake. I think there literally is a better axe over there. And I use that Icifying Cutlass one. I actually should get rid of that, because I can use a better one hand just by picking one up off the ground right now. Like that. There we go. Cutlass 3. Ah, ew, no, it's uneven, though. I don't need that. That's max life minus. The Marmluke sword is nice. Not gonna lie. I mean, like, literally, that Dirk 2 is better than the thing that I just threw out a minute ago. I can one-hand a scythe. But it's max life minus. What the fuck? I mean, that's just a small amount less, but for magic attack, it doesn't matter. I don't use magic with it. MP regen could be good, actually. That's my new melee. There we go. The Katar is my new melee. Done. So, I'm going to go ahead and respawn King Mono here. And then, when we go back into that fight, I'm going to show you the difference using the bow. And by the way, this is a very good strat that you should use if you're ever going to grind the bosses in Craftopia. Don't run through the dungeon again like I used to do. We're just quick saving. Palladium. Long Palladium. Why is it long? I'll let you discover the answer to that one yourself. Shark in the chest that was bigger than the chest itself. What in the world? Don't think too hard about it, Fly. Just don't. Yeah, there is area damage in this game, 910%. So, it definitely registers that when it happens, when you hit different areas of the enemy. And you can see that pretty clearly. Shall watch your video in the future, getting achievements in Library of Ruina. Hey, that's no problem whatsoever, Toho Rookie. The fact that you guys even try to, like, watch and branch out to just other random shit that I do and other shenanigans, it really does mean the world to me. Like, you don't need to do that shit. The amount of time and dedication that it takes to be able to watch all of that shit is fucking asinine, so the fact that you're even doing so is kind of crazy to me, so I do appreciate it. I'm just gonna go ahead and sell all of this crap that I don't need, as well as this sheep shield that I just realized I had. And then we're gonna go and fuck with King Mono. I'm not even using... Actually, these arrows do have a thing on them, so... Alright, now watch. When I get a headshot on this man, you'll hear a big ding. It'll feel like a Legend of Zelda ding whenever that you shoot a rupee. Bing! For 1600. And that's just the basic attack, right? It charges up, though, is the thing. And the gun doesn't charge up, you just have to reload it. But the thing is, with the bow, I can do shit like this. And just spam skills, man. Like, look at that. I mean, the gun literally did objectively more damage to him. It absolutely did. And the only reasoning why it works so well is because the gun can just hit King Mono because he's kind of a moving dartboard right now. That's really the only reasoning why this is working as well as it is. If I were fighting anything that was even remotely fast to hit, and I couldn't land the charge shots on with the bow, would be an entirely, or the landing the shots off with the gun, it'd be an entirely different story because you need to stay light on your feet, you need to hurry up. I don't need to reload a bow. I don't. You just notch another arrow into it, whereas there's a reload animation for a gun. So, the gun just does... It just does. It puts you at a disadvantage. I hope that this looks nice and clean for you guys when I'm, like, looking around really quickly. Because I'm still hoping that that B-frame stuff worked really well. But it does look like it. It looks like it's nice. I'm going to be looking at this in post to see what the quality looks like later. But the quality looks okay. It's not the best. I know I won't be able to watch all of it, but I try to do what I can. I'm not going to be here for a terribly long time, Fly. I'm going to be here for, like, maybe an hour or two at tops, to be honest. Because I still need to go to work. I'll probably be here for another hour at maximum. Didn't get any notifications from YouTube or Discord of you streaming. I didn't throw anything into the Discord. That was entirely on me. But if it makes you feel any better, Zag, you didn't really lose any... You didn't really miss anything. I just was trying to demonstrate why guns are kind of lackluster at the moment, but I wound up kind of eating my own words, so now we're kind of just waiting for this 2-minute countdown to go over, but at the same exact time, I'm realizing that King Mono is an extremely good source of XP right now, and I should take full advantage of that. Do you like my Western hat, by the way, that I have on G41? It doesn't fucking fit her, and I have to, like, adjust the way that hats look on her to be able to get it to perfectly fit on her head, but I think it looks great. I can also give her the King Mono crown. Yeah, the physical crit rate. That's why I wear that hat. Forgot about all of that shit. I can also wear that, which does not fit on her head at all. I need to put that way down, but, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna reload this thing again, because I gotta reload it again. I'm not gonna bother shooting him until I get into that room either, because if he steps out into the floor, onto where the boss area is, ends, rather, and is over there, he'll despawn. So any damage I put into him over there will just be fucking wasted, if he leaves the boss arena. You know, it might also be because there's a range that I need to hit him at. There's like a sweet spot range. Because I remember them saying that every gun has like a recommended range. What if I aim lower? It's not an area. It might be a crit. If I aim higher? No. Yeah, if this was anything but King Mono, that is like a walking fucking bullseye, then this wouldn't be working as well as it does. And I know I've said that 40,000 times, but I mean that. Genuinely, I do mean that. He is an extraordinarily good XP farm right now at this level, though. I don't think I had to go all the way back to the portal either to spawn him, but I don't know where the line in the sand is to spawn it. So I just go a little extra every time. It's somewhere between the doorway to the portal that leads into the corridor and the actual portal itself. I don't know where that area is. Open wide, King Mono. You know, I'm gonna go a little closer, actually. I wonder if it has, I really do wonder if it's a range thing. I don't think so. I do also like, oh, there we go. That actually did do a little more damage. Now it's doing less. No, it just did triple damage, because the default damage I've been doing is 1500. That did triple damage on a crit, but it didn't have the 1500 damage. So yeah, it's just not registering the crits. That's exactly what's going on. Where are my King Mono's eggs? We're gonna get rid of these. And we're gonna pick up this one, because that one's better. And anytime that he drops a great King Mono's egg, now we have some stew. I'm gonna eat that whole-ass shark from earlier that you were talking about, Fly. Just out of spite. That shark is actually bigger than G41 is, but it doesn't matter. And I think I have everything sold that I need to sell, so... Cool! Still got 54 more rounds for this rifle on top of it. What do you know? This gun actually became useful. I'm actually going to need to craft more ammunition for my rifle. That makes me happy. That actually does make me happy. I was afraid I was never gonna fucking be able to use this thing. Because, like, no enemy that I had fought for a boss ever was I like, I should use the gun for this. Also, side note, when you use skills for the bow, you actually are in a better situation anyway because it doesn't use ammo. So you can basically just get free damage by using all of the magic spells. It just costs mana to do so, of course. So. And so long as you have mana, whether or not that you have arrows or not, and I've tried it, you don't need to have an arrow on at all whatsoever to use a skill. You do not need to have arrows. So. Like, he's free farming. That's exactly what this guy is right now. He is free farming. I'm okay with that, though, because leveling up is, like, the most painful part of this game. The issue, though, is I need to go to more dungeons and find more goodies in them and open more chests across different islands at the moment. I almost ran into that portal. Because I need fucking broken machinery. The game's a bit of a dick. Like, I need machinery. So, like, look, this is why I need it. If we look at this, and I've only used one durability of the 200 on that gun. Side note, just want you guys to be aware of that. I need this machinery to be able to make the next, it's not showing it, but you need gun parts. So, yeah, you see this right here? Gun parts? Gun parts require this, bargain mechanical parts. I have no idea where bargain mechanical parts are. Ordinarily, when you look into the area, into the game, under details, for an item, it tells you how to get it. Even though this isn't used either, but this is just dropped from bosses. I've been getting that from King Mono. So there are certain items in the game, depending on how new they are. Oh, hello, Mono. I didn't know he could go all the way over here. Alright, can he no longer despawn? I mean, if he's just gonna stay there and be a bullet target, then fuck it, man. Like, I'll take it. Just stop moving, though. Bro. Just stand still. There we go. What'd he drop? What is that? What is that? Is that a golden crown? That is new. I've never gotten that as a drop. A ruling crown. The crown of King Mono. Proof a Mono has risen above the ordinary Mono. I mean, it just looks like the other one, just smaller. And it actually does the same shit. No, it doesn't. It does not do the same shit, I don't think. No, it does. It does exactly the same thing. Except Arch Heal is higher level, so... Gives you a level 5 Arch Heal by having that on, which is actually fucking good. That's really good. Unfortunately, my Gunslinger hat gives me attack. I want attack. So, sorry. Sorry, King Mono, but, your crown's trash. To be fair, guns are just released. No doubt it'll... Yeah, exactly. It'll be much better in the future. It's just, at the current moment, it's not the best thing in the world to use. Game needs vanity slots. Wearing comically large hat for the stats is weird, especially if it doesn't fit your head. Yeah, I mean, I can make the hat disappear if I really want to. Thanks to the way that they have Vroid Hub linked up to your models in this game, you don't need to have the hat showing. So you can make everything that is visual on the character disappear when you have the model on it, and you can toggle it on or off before you go into the game, so I do appreciate that. While I am watching your stream, I am wrapping up some games I have in my Steam library in preparation for sinking hours on Monster Hunter Stories 2 and Abomination. Nice. I've never heard of Abomination, but I like what they did with the name. Able to use it since I know how much you love guns from the lore. Based on the bargain in the name, perhaps they will be available in the shop. That is an idea. I have not seen them in an NPC shop yet, but that is absolutely a possibility. Honestly, I feel like I just need to explore more. I haven't seen an area where they pop up yet, and that's the biggest issue. There's a lot of items like that, though, where I really don't know where to get them reliably at the moment. I didn't jump in time. Like, that reload animation right there can get you killed in a lot of other boss fights that I have done so far. King Mono is just a bumbling target, so... yeah. He's a fucking extraordinary XP farm, though. We might leave here when I hit 27, though. That being said, actually, let me take a look at my skills, because if I can get Magnum Shot right now, I'm going to be a happy boy. We can. Magnum Shots. And it's already max level 2, and I have another skill point I don't have another skill point I can use. Are we already done with the bow tree? Are you kidding me? I mean, that is good, but, damage of the bow's normal attack. Probably would want that for when I'm doing boss fights, and I don't have any skills available to me at the moment, but, we're pretty much... Oh, Forester 2, gotcha. Honestly, we're pretty good to go with the fucking bow skill tree right now. Like, we're almost complete with it. And I'm fucking okay with that, man. Ah! Okay, there we go. But yeah, I really do hope from the bargain name it's supposed to... That's supposed to be like your indication that you're supposed to buy it. Alright. Let's go ahead and beat up King Mono one more time. And I wish that they had like an item... Actually, I think they do. I think there is a food that gives you bonus XP. And I'm being a dumb... I know that the usual strat that people used to do was they would just, like, get an animal cloner thing and just spawn a shitload of elephants and just kill them by the mass, because you would get, like, a lot of XP from killing the elephant mob. I also feel like killing elite mobs does give you a good chunk of XP. I'm just a bitch. Alright, cool, we got plenty of space. Auto-save. We do have a lot of tokens of the Crowd King, and I feel like I should get the 5th token. because I'll probably fucking want it. But I actually could not be fucked right now to do that, so let's put on those arrows. I'm gonna stand next to the door, check the chat one more good time before we step out. And I'll go from there. Because as soon as I step outside of the door, it's just gonna be hell outside. A creature collecting roguelike, like Binding of Isaac. Each new game offers a new world and stuff to explore and collect. Permadeath as well. That does sound interesting. I'm going to have to look up Abomination and probably throw it onto my, I'll probably put it onto my wish list just so it's there so I can remember the name and kind of just follow it. Not everything I put onto my wish list is literally something I intend on getting right off of the bat, but it's just a good thing to keep tabs on a number of different things. You know what? I'm too lazy. I don't know how I ever went around Craftopia before last stream without these things. Oh, hello. I didn't know there was going to be a turret right there. I'm going to have to park him right here then so I don't lose this thing, because, Excuse me? Oh, there is a dragon. Why is there a dragon up there now, but there wasn't before? I mean, I'm playing as the best class type to take out a dragon, but still. Like, if you don't have range when you go for a dragon fight in this game, good luck. That's all I can tell you. Have fun, because head is, like, the only way that you will get any sizable damage out of it. Otherwise, the fight takes an eternity. You know, speaking of elites, remember when I was mentioning about elites earlier? Bazinga! That did give me a chunk of XP killing him. Elite reward bag, eh? Is it down in the bottom then? Where would this be? I guess oh, you know what? Yeah. That is a good spear too. It's just too little damage. There we go. I can farm XP here, and honestly, that'd probably be better. What? What? There we go. Yeah, mono are kind of just walking targets. But that is another good way that I can farm XP that actually is faster. If they all just kept being elites, but they're not. I love how their fucking gravity, though, just doesn't exist. They kind of just, like, get launched into space when you look at them the wrong way. We have more elites over here. Look at that. I'm just gonna pick you off when you get up to me. Boom. Oh, that was a good shot. Why does everybody have to be over there right now? I don't want to shoot over there because the clipping in this game is horrendous. There we go. That... Alright, a little higher. Bing! Who pinged? Fuck. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Goodbye. Oh, he's fucking healing him. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The one dude over there is a healer? Fuck off with that. That annoys me. So I can kill him now. No, I can't. I actually need to kill you first because you're being a cunt. Alright, cool. Good to know. Goodbye. I'm out of arrows. That's not good. There we go. Glad I made more. How was that? Not a oh, hello. You just immediately shot again and it scared me. I don't have... there we go. Bingo. I want the other one. I don't have the mana for... I'm out of here, actually, then. Peace. And anytime that you see boxes at the boss door, it's never a good sign. So, boxes, what those mean is you go bare hand, you punch them, you realize there are antidotes in those boxes, and you realize the game is trying to tell you something. So, about that gun situation that I was saying before, I'm going to prove a point to you guys now. So, if you don't mind me, let me just check chat, though, right before that. Still was less than half the damage dealt by that gun. Yeah, true. Kind of wish the autosave notice appeared before autosaving before... Yeah, exactly. I do wish as well. I can also change the frequency of autosaves or disable them entirely. It wouldn't be a good thing to do, but I can. And since I have no skills, I'm literally just going to stay on the potion tab right here. And cross my fingers. Also, the gun is two-handed. So you actually... Oh, never mind. Now you can do that. It used to unequip this. So now I'm going to do some horrendous things and regret my life. Yeah, this is the perfect enemy type to prove this point on. Like, you don't even... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm holding down and C. It changes your directions randomly. And I am slowed. And she's gonna... Oh, my fucking god. Ah, that's annoying. I'm just gonna eat it. You know what? There's not really anything I can do in that situation there. Does that really have absolute tracking? Yeah, I fucking hate Floor. It's like one of my least favorite boss fights. I'm glad that she makes noise when you fight her now, but everything else about the boss is a fucking shit show and a disaster. Mostly because of that kind of shit right there. Like, you just get hit by everything that she throws at you. You can't outrun the boss. Well, I mean, I can right now, but I still gotta reload. Bruv. Really? Am I still slowed? Really? Come on. I would like to be unslowed now. I do have a lot of health, at least. Oh my fucking god. Every time I get hit with that confusion. Alright, so for future devs making video games, anytime you think it's a good idea to make a fucking status ailment that completely removes the player control to be able to move around, literally just do something horrendous and detrimental to me rather than that. I will take insta-kill over that. That's just awful and annoying. There's almost no point, really, when you think about it. I need to heal, though. And I don't have anything to really heal with. Other than this potion, which puts me at the fucking boss's mercy. And there's that autosave. Good lord. That was an amazing time. As soon as I aim, autosave. So I'm glad that I got that 700 HP before we went in here, because if I did anything other than that, we'd be dead by now. But you see what I mean? Look at the damage on that. Now, by comparison, if I put on the arrows here, I gotta get into my inventory for that. Every time, I'm just going into my fucking inventory. Just, because I actually can't do anything about that when she does that. I would just rather sit there and take damage. So, by comparison, we get a full charge here. I mean, that's still shit damage, because it's not hitting her in the head. Her weak spot is a garbage fucking pile to hit. It's, like, awful, and I hate it. But, like, even if I don't hit that, the skills should actually do damage. You know, when she's not charging at me at 900 miles an hour because the game does not want me to escape her. There we go. That crit, for example, like, I can literally just keep spamming that. It takes so long to use any item, dear God. I think this is only a fucking tier 5 island, too, on top of it. There we go. 2,800. The hitboxes are really screwy with the gun, too. So it's really hard to get those shots, at least for me, personally. Maybe there's a guru out there who's figured out how the aiming trajectory works with guns versus bows. But, I haven't. Ow. And now I'm slowed. The trick is dodging, but she's still a fucking pain in the ass. You just don't get a moment to breathe. That's a lot of these bosses when you start getting later on, too. Like, they don't really give you a second to breathe, which is why I'm so glad that they gave you hyper armor. But she also has poison, so hyper armoring through poison attacks is, there are better choices you can make. Every time I see that attack, I know it has absolute tracking, and it pisses me off. Alright, what's with the delay there? I appreciate the free heal, but, like, what was up with the delay on that? I think I just gotta get away from her when I see the yellow charge. There we go. Got out of that one, at least. Come on, fuck off, lady. Fuck off, man. I literally used an antidote to immediately get poisoned afterwards. You're going to die. Like, I'm going to make sure you fucking die. Oh my fucking god. Why? Why? How is that not a headshot, dude? Oh, come on! There we go. Y'all need to put better hitboxes in your game. Fuck. Reminded me of Dark Souls. Don't go full FromSoft. You never go full FromSoft. Anyway, that's done. I also need to get better, like, healing shit. Preferably a healing spell, which I can do right now. I'm just gonna walk away from that, though, for a second, because the sound of... You know what? Let me grab it all. The sound is actually going to make me want to just shoot myself. Year-round working. There we go. Okay, now that I have a second to fucking breathe, Jesus Christ. If you have at least one other, so while the one not targeted can fire. I mean, I can see a gun being super useful if you're playing in a party. By yourself as a solo? Hell no. Not that gun in particular. They do have an assault rifle, but in order to get the assault rifle, I require getting... Is she running at me? No. Okay. In order to get an assault rifle, I require things I do not know how to get. So... That's the only issue I have with it. Actually, if I have a fucking attack minus... Ew, no. That's awful. I don't know why I didn't keep the diamond. I did a dumb earlier. And then I'm actually going to use that, that loot bag while I'm running over here. Wait, do I not have the loot bag on? Oh, I already used it. What is it doing? What am I getting? Telepotion? What did I get the first time around? Huh, alright, well I got 2 telepotions out of that. I don't know what the other thing was I got, but I fucking sure as hell got it. Yeah, I need to come in with better food next time, or... I don't know, at least, like, better... potions? Because I almost fucking ate it. I'll have to see that in post and see what I got. Also, enchantment points. I got. Hell yeah. I just want my shop stand back. I don't really care about much else. Watch as it's King Mono again. Still was less than half the damage dealt by that gun. I know, but it's just so fucking slow, and it puts you in so many rendering animations where you're just crossing your fingers, reloading the one gun into the one round magazine you have in that rifle. The only thing that can save your life, if that hits just the right spot, crossing your fingers and hoping to God you don't get butt-fucked while you're trying to run around the stage. It's so bad. It'll be better when we have guns, and, I mean, when we have actual skills. Also, I didn't use Magnum on her. We're gonna use Magnum on her real quick. After I use this to be able to restore my mana to 379 or 319. And let's go to our skill tree here, and under the 5 key, I'm going to put Magnum on it. So, I have no idea how this works. It's a 20-second cooldown, so I'm going to wait and use it once, because I need to see how this works. Okay. So, that's exactly what I thought. It does have a charge, and then you fire. I'm going to see how much damage this does to Fleur. And then when she screams, it'll give me a great opportunity to shoot her in the face. That missed. Are you kidding me? Yeah, game needs better hitboxes. Holy shit. That missed as well. Alright, yeah, we're just leaving. I'm not dealing with that shit. Alright, cool, so bow is a complete fluke. Bow is actually worthless because of the fact that that skill can't hit. Alright. That's a good thing to know. I love when the hitbox of a singular attack of mine that's supposed to be the strongest skill that I have has such a bad hitbox that it's useless to use. That is amazing. Let's see if I can get a body shot off on her or something, because, like, I would like to think it can hit. Okay, so it does, and it did yellow damage anyway. I'm gonna need to give that skill more testing, but I don't like how the actual hitbox on that is so tiny that it just passed right through her. I also didn't have my arrow on. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I had no arrows. Oh, fuck, that's right. Big boy's there. We're gonna leave. I got better things to do than fuck with a dragon. Though he would have been an amazing target practice. I think his multipliers are so bad and off, though, that it might not have been a good practice. Oh, hello. I ran out of stamina. Oopsie. So, I'm going to do something that's going to be really stupid, because bulls are assholes when you hit them. That completely missed. It completely... This is a worthless skill, actually. Wow. I'm actually really butthurt about that. Come here, bud. Come here. Come here, I need to hit you with something. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Guys, we have fired this shot. How many times now? How many times? I've hit once. Aiming body level. That was literally chest level right there. And the shot compensated for it, if you didn't notice. And it aimed far right and completely missed him. It just went all the way to the right and just, it went around him. I can't even. I can't even, like, there are no fucking words for that. So I guess you just need to hit them directly, though, but, like, even still, that just... I hate it. I actually hate that. And with the amount of time that that takes and the amount of mana that it uses on top of it, that was not doing the numbers I would like to see out of Fleur. So, like, I don't know. I do not like that skill at all whatsoever. I actually like my headshot multipliers way more. I guess it's a good, like, shot when you can't get a good headshot, but under what fucking circumstance would you not go for the headshot multiplier? I do not understand it. I do not. Maybe there is something that I am missing, but I will get Forrester too, though. And that's for dual swords, so that's useless. That's what I needed to. I need a jumping shot, because I missed out on this one a while ago, which is a really good skill for... Actually, believe it or not, it's good for platforming. You can just do that. Like, it's super good for platforming. But, yeah, I don't know how to process that skill right now. Like, I do not know how to process that. Completed the story mode of another game. I said I would buy MHS2 if I completed it before it released. Oh, nice. Glad that you caught up there, Zagaran. Alrighty, I have no fucking idea what we should be doing next then before I wind up calling it. But I know I'm going to take a bite out of my sandwich because it's getting late. And I need to wrap up eating here. 815 health, though, is not bad for a ranger. I just want to say that. Island level 4. And these are all island level 5s, huh? Well, an island level 5 is going to actually kick my ass. That's an island right there. Or, a dungeon, rather. I'm sorry. That looks like a different kind of dungeon, unless I'm stupid. No, this is one of those Anubis ones, I think. You know, the funny thing about that, it says ball kicking trial. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, these are the easiest fucking trials in the game. That's why I had the shield on me, son of a bitch. I might still be able to do something with it. It does have a use, sort of. Not really. I didn't put it far at all. I can, if I have the charge attack with this thing, do something, but... There we go. That'll do. That might make it, actually. Perfect. If you have a shield, you just need to shield bash. So if you play this game, I just recommend that you have a shield on you at all times. Like if you accidentally make a second copper shield early on in the game to be able to get the world age increase, just keep it on you. And then you just put on that shield and just fucking shield smack those. The amount of pushback that you give from a shield bash in this game versus literally anything is fucking astounding. I don't need a regular bone. I want that research because that research can be traded into NPCs and give me things. Whether or not the things the NPC will give me will actually be better and more efficient and nicer than that is, well, it remains to be seen, but I have far from put enough time in the NPC trading to give you definitive answers for that. That is a turret. We're gonna go this way. This isn't where I parked my car. That's another turret up there, it looks like. I feel like turrets also give you machinery, but I've not tested that much. Okay. So, hello, Smith the Merchant. I've got thingies for you. Do you want a log? Oh, you're gonna sell me things. Okay. Focused Anubis' King Monos. Flawless Research Sample. Healer's Diamond Ingot. Doesn't really matter because it's not the right kind of affix you need in an ingot, my friend. Are you gonna walk off of the side of a mountain like an idiot? He needs 3 tuna for what, 5 leather? It seems hardly worth it to go out of your way to give, like, 3 of a very specific type of fish and cross your fingers that you get that specific type of fish for 5 leather pieces, when I can shoot a bear in the fucking head and get 5 of some of the best leather in the game? Huh. No thank you, friend. I'm not that bored today, actually. That looks like a fucking massive turret. What? I'm gonna go and fuck with that. You guys know this, right? It is. That is a much bigger turret. I thought I was seeing shit. Also, don't go... I'm not going anywhere near that over there. That is a bone dragon. I'm good with that. I'm fucking good with that, my friend. So this is where the gun is going to save me a lot of time and pain. And I'm going to show you exactly why. Unless it just straight misses. There we go. I was hoping for more than a gear, though, from that. I hope that thing has a rare drop and I can figure it out later. Most things like that usually do. This game has RNG to it, sure, but it doesn't usually just flat out waste your time with getting garbage from something that you shouldn't get garbage from. I'll give it that much. So I will keep my judgments held off for now. I already need more arrows, man. What the fuck? A well. Alright. You know what? Actually, the well is, it's a good find. More blue plants. I need those. I need those blue plants now, so that when I need mana into my mana pool, if I wanted to just keep spamming Magnum, for example, I can just eat these plants. Because like, even the plants give you mana, but you're better off with the potions. I think I have a potion crafting table on me, actually. No, I don't. I'm actually stupid. Alright. That didn't hit. Oh, it just shoots your arrow, I guess. Well. Now you're dead. Pew pew. And another gear. I'm gonna shoot that elite over there with Magnum and see what happens. And then if it, like, really decides to get angry, I'm going to run inside of that dungeon. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I need that reward bag, though. Give me your goodie bag. Crazy Conor McGregor, give me your belt. Fuck you, it's mine. Give it to me. Quick left. I'm gonna throw this out. I don't want to, but it's actually a useless sword. I was going to sell it originally, but that's not in the cards today. Also, it's really weird that this game gives you recall potions when they know that you can just quit to the main menu and that same effect happens, right? I mean, they'll probably change it later on, but I actually don't even worry about that, even slightly, for that reasoning. Nailed it. I'm not even a melee character. I'm not even a melee character, and I lift so fucking good. Do I have full... Yeah, I have full item space. Another one of the bows, that's good. What is this? A wet... I don't know what the wet affix does. It sounds like there's an innuendo to be made there, but I don't know. There's ivory there, though. Dangerous ivory on top of it. That's actually really good. And I do need another shield, because I did something dumb earlier. Werewolves. No, insightful. Insightful is an affix I am not familiar with. I'm just trying to stock up on so much garbage right now that I don't need. I'm like, but I need it. I need 16 different iterations of the green dragon crescent blade so I can just upgrade it later. And I'm like, thinking about it now, and I'm like, no, you really don't, actually. Though that is a great affix. Finally, a great affix on one of these. I've picked up so many of those crescent blades, and all of the affixes were like, alright, well, that's okay, but... Like, I think the bears one that I was using most recently on my spear-wielding character was still, like, the best one that I had found. So, I don't know. And I'm just gonna prove that point, too. If I save and return to the menu and then load back into the game, we're good to go. Like, I don't even need to use that recall potion. Though I guess it saves me from having to look at a loading screen. So there is some slice of life stuff in there, I guess. There is some quality of life change to be had here. Sandwich. Oh, absolutely. I love sandwich. Maybe you can share what your most annoying enemies are and most enjoyable enemies to fight are. Give me 1 minute and I will wrap my thoughts together for it. Game treats the ball as an enemy. Yes. I'd be surprised if you didn't mess with the big turret. Yes. That's what I was really hoping, Fly, is that it dropped the gun parts I needed. I really do feel like they do drop from those turrets. I just haven't fought enough of them. And to be honest with you, the, they don't drop terrible drops for what they are, either, to be perfectly honest with you, because what they give you, those turrets, they give you an easy access to cogs, which you have to make, and you usually need a lot of them, though, is the thing, so, like, that's not going to help you that much. They have an affix on those cogs, which is the machine gun. And what they drop that's good that you would want is they drop a lot of springs and they drop a lot of bolts, which are used for guns. Those are extremely common drops. Island of Falling Leaves. And then there's the Cherry Blossom Island. I can't remember if we've gone to this island yet. I feel like I have, but I'm gonna go here anyway. This was where my first drop pod was, and I opened that thing up and it gave me a bunch of machinery parts, but not the ones I need. It gave me a bunch of batteries and stuff. Which was cool, but it wasn't what I needed. I feel like they also might drop from those supply pods too, but I haven't seen any drop yet. The only supply drop I have ever seen fall from the sky, or supply pod rather, I see like this fucking meteor fall out of the sky and it landed over there. And it gave me a shitload of things that you need in order to build the tank in the game. And I know that sounds like super cool, but to be honest with you, there's like a bunch of random things that are added to this game that I don't really care that much for, that are kind of like super grindy to get to on top of it. That's why I haven't really worried about the tank. But, I mean, it's cool. I guess it gives you something to do, but I don't know. It just doesn't really appeal to me, I guess. What are these used for? I need to know what the thing is that you need to craft them with. Oh, they're just not used yet. Or they don't have them actually introduced into the game sequence. Yeah, that's probably way more likely. So I went to go ahead and find where all of these things were. I just didn't go to any of them. I had to crack open every chest that I see, too. I feel like those gun part machinery things that I need are actually going to just pop out of chests. Which kind of makes me the big sad. Because then it just makes it a pure RNG drop. What the fucking hell is that? That looks new. What is that? That's not a claymore I recognize. I'm gonna drop this just for now, though. Oh, no. That is I recognize that. But yeah, guns are gonna be fucking evil when they have skills. Spear literally became like one of the best weapons in the game once they gave it a buff. And then they gave some other like slice of life buffs to hyper armor and shit with two-hand weapons. And then that easily became one of my favorite and most overpowered weapon compositions like in the fucking game. So, yeah. But that's why I love the bow right there. That I just did right there, I wouldn't be able to do that with any other weapon type in the game. I would not have been able to kill them as quickly as I just did. And I know, because I've tried every other weapon type in the game. Just believe me on this. That wouldn't have happened that way, unless they were all like one shot and I like clustered them up or something. You can go into a room and you can just fucking spam all of your... Fuck off. I hope this is the Tyrant Snake. If it's Fleur, I'm walking out the other direction. Like, I will actually walk right back out of that boss room. Someone's selling the gun parts. I do feel like it is a thing that I should be looking for. And going back to that question that you had asked me too, when it comes to like my favorite enemies in games, the thing that I look for enemy types, and I do like variation, all things considered, I do like variation, but the thing that I look for the most, honestly, is I just want an engaging fight, first and foremost, like, you know what I mean? I want a fight that there is some back and forth, where I feel like there's tension, not that it's too easy, not that it's too hard, where there's just actually a mechanic or something that the game, it feels like it is asking from me, if that makes sense. Like, I did that rant a while ago about engaging and stuff, and that's just really what I look for the most in games. I need mana, and I'm going to down this cake. Unless he does not let me down the cake. Alright, hold on. Now that he's doing that, I should have time to get in here and do that. There we go. It should be enough to get me to use that Magnum skill, once I have an opportunity to. Oh, no, you can headshot with Magnum, guys. Oh, no. I'm just gonna take that. War crimes were not committed here on this day. You can't prove it. It's not totally on recording. That... I actually feel bad about that. Like, I genuinely feel bad about doing that to him. I'm just gonna go. That was a lot of damage. I'm just saying that now. Like, that is EI / levels of damage, and that's what makes the sword, the dual wielding and all that stuff so powerful. Dual wielding because you can pump a shitload of attack power, and two hands because, well, two-handed swords are just busted beyond all fucking measure the way that they work, and they have a lot of self-damage buffs that you can do just for wielding a two-handed weapon. But, like, that's what makes that weapon type, those two, very powerful, because EI / you just do a charge attack, you hit them with that charge attack, and then when you sheath the weapon, it does a shitload of damage to them. I have done upwards of 40 to 60k with my dual-wielding character using EI / before, and that's not even the higher level version, and it's just because I have access to it with the mask that she wears, that fox mask. That is a skilled-out level 28 character that just magnumed a giant snake in the face for 28 grand. Like, that is hurt right there. I should start speccing into mana for this character so I can just use Magnum, I guess. That was fucked up. So the battle that feels like it could go either way, nothing cheap or unfair. It's difficult to really quantify cheap and unfair tactics, though. In a game, I feel like you can get away with it if you're just twisting it up every now and again. I think eventually you need to do something different from the usual formula that you have with boss fights, right? I do definitely feel like that's something that you can do, and you can do it successfully. Definitely, I like having a rewarding feeling from doing a fight. I just like feeling like there was an actual thought process gone through with the boss, or with the encounter in general that you do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, you go up against a couple of different enemies in an RPG, and we'll say that there are two enemies in the front that are shielded, right? They're heavily shielded, and they're in the front. They're obviously your frontliners, and the first thing that you'll be dealing with, and they're in between you and the archers in the back, right? Two ways people would want to go about that situation. Either quickly take out those shielded dudes in the front, or you can take out the dude in the back, who is the higher threat that is able to dish out damage and help out the frontliners in doing it. Like, that's just a very basic, straightforward way that I can explain it. As something like that. Like, that's how you would know that somebody kind of was thinking about how that works. Like, when there are enemies that are clustered together, and this game is a poor example of it, okay? When there are a lot of enemies clustered together with different abilities or different things or different attacks that they do and stuff like that, and they just kind of, like, don't synergize, they don't contrast or do anything that synergizes with the other units that they have that are part of the encounter, right? For something like that. Like this game, they just all come together and they just cluster fuck you, and if you get surrounded by a bunch of enemies, it's either you do enough damage where you can take out the entire crowd very quickly, or you get stun locked. And a lot of hack and slash games kind of just fall into that super mediocre territory for that reasoning. Whereas if you look at games like Devil May Cry, when you do get into encounters, there are some shit show fights that you wind up having every now and again, and that's usually with the super difficult stuff, but every room that you do when there's a number of enemies, and you're almost always outnumbered in Devil May Cry, but you always have agency over it. They have different things that you're waiting for, different attack patterns to dodge out of, different stages that you're waiting for to be able to do a certain thing to that enemy. It's all about learning those different things and how they synergize with each other. You never feel like you're just getting, like, fucking shit stomped by 6 or 7 different enemies that are just hitting you in a corner or something like that whenever that it's a DMC game, you know? Like, they synergize in that way, and there's different enemies that get mixed together for a reasoning. You'll have, like, the Sin Scissors in the original Devil May Cry that float around, and they try to nip at you and try to hit you with their scissors and shit while you're trying to hit some ground units, and you can't take out the Sin Scissors and focus on them, because then the ground units are just they're gonna rail you the moment that you're not looking at them, and that's how that game just works with every one of its encounters. And I know, like, Devil May Cry is kind of an unfair comparison, just because they're a well-established company that knows how to do the shit, and they've been doing it for God knows how long, but just that's always how I feel. Ever since I've played Devil May Cry, I don't think that I've seen very many hack and slashes that can just meet that fucking potential that it does. So that's just how I always look at it when it comes to, like, boss fights or just encounters in general in RPGs, and this game's kind of mediocre with it at times. Some things are really cool, but, like, it's still not there yet, you know? And I will tell you to take it easy, Fly. It was definitely enjoyable seeing you. But, yeah, no, Fleur is just kind of a grody boss fight. Just, it's not quite there yet. A lot of the projectiles are kind of just like a shitstorm. You can dodge out of them, but, like, because of the random nature of where all the projectiles go with that boss fight, it becomes extraordinarily difficult to deal with her appropriately. If he charges after me, he's getting magnumed in the face, but I think I got by him. Kind of want to magnum him, too, but I'm just going to jump up to the top so I can have a moment of peace here. But, like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. That's the stuff that I like to see in a fight, where you do have agency over the way to go about it. I feel like most fights do benefit more as well from having several ways you can go about the fight, and not just one single end-all, be-all kind of answer to it, like, if that makes sense. I like giving the idea that you have several options available to you on how to undertake a challenge. And that's not just boss fights, once again. But I do like having the idea that you're heavily implying a strategy. And it really just comes down to the developer on how well that they can do such a thing, how they can accomplish such a feat. These things are not just easily... You can't just easily explain these things and expect it to be done that way. There's a lot of thought process that goes into video games, and I just feel like a lot of devs in general, they really want to make a game, and they really have, like, these amazing, like, thoughts that they want on being able to make that game, but they don't really, like, think of the smaller... I have 3 minutes remaining until I can get a slate of growth out of him. I just realized that now. But, alright, never mind. Never mind. I got it anyway. But, that's, like, I don't know, man. It's really difficult to fucking explain it because there's just so many aspects that go into making a decent fight, but I like having agency over what is going on, and I like knowing that when I have gotten my ass served by a boss, that it was because I was not good enough or I did not understand the fight enough to do so. And unfortunately, those kind of conversations, when you talk to a lot of other people about it, especially when they have gotten used to a game and they know what... A lot of people like to kind of just insult your intelligence with it. And just because a strategy works, they feel like there is an answer to being able to deal with a certain boss or deal with a certain fight or deal with a certain situation in a video game, and they defend it tooth and nail. And they just kind of make it sound like when you criticize it, and say, like, for the things that I would critique in a game, I've gotten it so many different times from people, especially with, like, Lobotomy Corporation, where I've gotten a couple of comments saying, like, all you needed to do was this thing right here. I'm like, yeah, but that's still... It's difficult because it's not something that I have complete agency over regarding the situation. Because a lot of shit in Lobotomy Corporation was very RNG dependent. And I got a lot of backlash. Well, not a lot. I won't say I got a lot of backlash from people, but I got backlash a couple of different times for hot takes that I had in Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruina for things like that. I mean, I just recently got a thing from somebody that was saying that apparently I put myself off as a really, I feel like I'm high and mighty and that I am fucking condescending and think that I'm smarter than other people type of person. It's like, I really don't think I'm better than anybody, to be honest with you. I know that I am an above average person because I've actually taken a fucking IQ test for it. That's about it, but I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't think that I'm smarter than fucking everybody, and just because you are smarter than somebody doesn't mean that they can't grasp concepts that you don't. It's a little fucking... Intelligent goes on a little bit more than just a linear scale, you know? Also, this man needs to die. Like, good lord, dude. Stop your... Yeah, thank you. Halt. Good lord. But I do get that from people a lot when I try to, like, criticize games for things, and I'm just like, why? I just like breaking these kind of things down, and I just think that there's a lot of people that want to make games, but there's not nearly enough people who want to make games and put in enough effort into making that game to make it, like, a truly decent and solid, enjoyable experience, or at least they don't quite understand the thought process behind those things. That being said, though, I'm still playing fucking Craftopia, so I don't know, man. Like, I love to rant about this stuff, but, like, I'm still playing the fucking game, you know? This guy needs to die first, though. There we go. I don't think it's a terrible game, though. I really don't. I don't think Craftopia is an awful game. A lot of people love to shit on it, though, because they think it's a super... And I can see why. A lot of people just kind of accuse it of being a cash grab. I don't know anything about the devs at all. I'm not going to pretend I do. So, really, dude? I'll take it. I need that, though. I actually... You know what? I don't care. Well, like, I never really shit on it, necessarily, for that. I don't like a lot of games, especially since I'd played, like, Code Vein is a great example. It was one of my favorite games of the year that it released in 2019. Maybe 2018, I can't remember. One of those 2 years, or 2020. Code Vein, I was looking forward to for so fucking long. Me and Bass wanted to play the shit out of that game when it came out. We were, like, dying to get, like, our next Dark Souls fix, and that game was another one of those games. Do with, like, the, it is Souls-like, so you know what to expect. Ha, wink, wink. And the game was a fucking shitty Souls-like. And the fuck is an actual travesty in that game. Like, I've never felt as betrayed by a game dev than that game. Like, I was so upset when the DLC dropped for that game. I was so mad. I was like, this is garbage. Because they just, like, they gave you, like, a small zone in those areas with, like, alright, cool, you can get new spells, and you can get new classes that you can play as, which it fucking plays exactly like every other class in the fucking game, so it actually doesn't matter. Just saying. All of the classes you unlocked in the DLCs, it was just for the actual gifts that they had. That's about it. Because they didn't have any unique abilities that were locked to them, which means that everybody still ran EOS, because it was literally the best blood code in the game. Because of the ablative blood fucking thing that stops you from dying when you get hit. It was a really poorly balanced game that had a really horrendous, like, balance of any kind to it, in terms of the damage you dealt, the damage the enemies received. You need to get hit in the face, dude. And you need to stop doing that. And one of my biggest criticisms with any hack and slash on top of it, too, is any lack of stun lock protection. Because it's just stupid. It just winds up being a plinking back and forth kind of a thing until you can get damage, and you just hope that you don't get interrupted while you're attacking. In this little while. There we go. 38k. Because Code Vein, that was like the worst thing about that game that I absolutely fucking hated. Like, they had a balance stat in it, which was supposed to be, or at least it put itself off as if, yeah, it's like Poise from Dark Souls, but it actually did nothing. The game was just heavily skill-oriented. So there was like a skill that you had that would stop you from being flinched by an attack, or stunned by a hit, but for a singular hit. So basically, the idea that they were trying to put into your head was you would want to apply that buff. I know this is really loud and annoying. Give me a minute. They basically were trying to tell you, hey, apply this buff so that you take, you can take 1 free hit to be able to trade with people. But, like, it was a useless skill to have because in having that, instead of having another one of the 8 abilities that I have that are very specific to my build, I have to have this one skill dedicated for being able to do a trade right before I'm expecting to do the trade, rather than gearing myself up to have stats like Poise, so I know that I can trade with people. Like, you know what I mean? I think hit trading is a really big thing and a really important mechanic to have with a hack and slash game. Knowing during what animation frames that you can attack and trade off damage. It is meant to be a risk-reward in that way. And that's like a very basic thing where you can tell from quality of life, slice of life, different things that they have with games like Craftopia that apply towards its general quality, to be honest with you. Is when they don't really think those kind of things through. Like, I know we're going on a fucking tear about a number of different things right now. We've kind of gone all over the place with it, but, like, I hope that this kind of gives you a slight idea of the, like, the synergy that I'm talking about that goes into a fight and different thought processes. Like, I'm not the biggest fighting game person. I don't play fucking Tekken and try to master my combos and my animation frames, but I know canceling. I know the general terms associated to it, and if you're going to make a hack and slash game that you really do want to feel decent, you need to keep those kind of things in mind with animations to a degree. Because the people who know about those and who have played games who have done a better fucking job with it, they're just going to go back to other games, because other games have done it better. There's not much that you're going to do that's going to really attract an audience, other than, like, the echo chamber people that'll think that it's the best game, and nothing else can come close to it, for no particular reason other than they just like that one particular game, and it's just their sacred cow, so. Couldn't think of the word there for a minute. And I will check the chat in just a minute here. I think I'm going to wind up wrapping up super soon. But I guess it's games like that that really attract my attention, and fights like that that make me really want to stick to a particular game. I guess why I stick to Craftopia is because I feel like it has a shitload of potential in it. And unfortunately, I, like a lot of other people, am heavily attracted to potential in a game. Even if that potential could wind up being sullied. Best way to really explain that. Again, I know nothing about the devs of this game, but I honestly do enjoy Craftopia, and if they just fix a couple more things regarding it, like even now, I still like the way that it is at the moment. I just don't like the way that Bo plays with certain boss enemies. It's pretty bad. Remember when I said about platforming with a bow right there? That's what I meant. Super powerful combo. Alright, I need to get out of here, and I'm going to get fucking murdered because I'm keep trying to platform. That's a small example, too, right there with Polish. Just as a side note, that happens a lot when you're trying to get out of an area, when you're in a tight situation. You'll just keep clinging to the wall when you're trying to jump up because your character doesn't know how to actually, like, not cling to the wall. They made it super sensitive to be able to cling to walls in this game, and more often than not, it actually kind of just gets you hurt. It's actually awful. I do want more of these Sagibos, though, because I don't have... To make them, they're a pain in the ass, and I want extras, because when you have extras of the same type of weapon, you can combine them and make the original stronger. High and mighty type of individual. Seems like they just looked at the surface. Honestly, it's probably why. I literally, like, just wound up messaging them, and I was like, I'm actually kind of just genuinely confused right now on what you mean by that, but alright. It's a flawed, incomplete game, but the potential is there, and Palworld has me looking forward to potentially playing it, as it is a creature-collecting Craftopia. Nothing worse than being stunned repeatedly without a chance to recover. Also, you're buffering quite a bit. Yeah, I saw that happening there. Wonder if we're back. Not quite. I mean, weirdly, my bitrate is super high right now. We're like over 10k kilobytes a second for some reason. But now it's dipping back down and then back up to 8k. I don't know what's going on again. It's doing that thing. So, I don't know. I tried to fix this a while ago, but it didn't want to fix itself. Tempted, given they were AILs, but not the biggest fan of Dark Souls. I mean, fair. I'm just gonna type this out. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this, to be honest with you. Fucking Christ. Is this breaking again? Did it go green? Are we in the green? Did it stop? Looks like it stopped. Yeah, I think we're good now. That's really the best explanation that I can give you, though, with that one, Zagard. Like, the answer went fucking everywhere, and it was just a very drony answer, but it's really, like, the best answer I can give you, to be honest. I like feeling like it's my fault, like I can learn and I can perfect the combat. I like situations where it's easy to learn, but incredibly difficult to master it. There's nothing more enjoyable to me than playing a game and sinking hundreds of hours into it, and you're still learning things about the game because it has that much depth to it. And I just like polish in general. I just like feeling that there is actually a level of balance that was thought through when coming up with it. And again, not to be like, I know everything about there is to do with, like, RPG battles and stuff, but I say it because I've thought about these things with my own RPGs. That was fucking nice, by the way. I've made RPGs, and I have RPGs on standby right now that I've put a tremendous amount of that level of thought into my own RPGs. So I guess it's kind of frustrating when I see, like, devs and people who make money off of making games where I think about things, and I just don't have the time or the money or the, you know, the means to create a game of the image that I am thinking of. And then other people do, and then just kind of fuck it up. Like, I don't know what to say other than that. Is that a diamond or a platinum? Wise ruler, huh? That's not what I wanted. There we go. What is wise ruler? Magic attack and max mana. Why not? In case I want to sell it. And Oh my god, is that another capricious pickaxe, dude? What the fuck? That is the second capricious diamond pickaxe that I have seen today. Why that's not a good thing is because it kills your damage to, like, massively increase your crit. That is almost useless in a pickaxe. Yeah, just like feeling like a fight or something in general with a game, like it has the potential to challenge me, and I like having the like variability of it too. Like not everything needs to be a big ball kicking challenge. Not everything needs to be super easy. I like having just things in between. You have like these checks throughout the game process anyway that I feel are there for that reasoning. You have like the easier stuff or whatever that you're doing for a little while that prepare you and give you the XP and the small challenges here and there. Maybe they have abilities that'll complement something that'll be showing up in a boss fight later on, and then you have to use those skills in that boss fight later. Zelda does a lot of those things, to be honest with you. A lot of Zelda games do. Not all, but a lot of them are a great example of it. I'm not talking about go into a dungeon, grab a tool, and then use that same tool on the boss at the end of a Zelda dungeon. That's cheap. That's easy. I need that. Oh, this game's really making me do some tough decisions here, man. That is a really fucking good shield. Never mind, that I have to hold on to that, because that has to go to my spear user. That actually has to go on my spear user. Wow. I don't know what to drop, man. I guess one of these. We will drop this one. Golden Season, so what does that do? Oh, it's more magical crit. That is really nice, though. I just love the way that spear looks. But, like, of the boss fights in this game, to be honest with you, like, one of my favorite ones, for example, is, like, the very starter golem that you fight. Because he has a very simple gimmick. Something that you need to think of. You just shoot the fucking core in the center of his body. I wish the platforming worked better in this game, but it doesn't, so I can't really pull anything other than that, but, like, that's, like, the only thing I don't like about that boss fight is the fact that the platform doesn't do you any favors, because you keep getting stuck on him, trying to climb up the boss to get up to where his weak point is. Like, that's one of the better boss fights. When I'm playing as certain types of classes, certain bosses are significantly easier, and that's another thing, too. Because, like, I feel that would be an argument that a lot of people might say about this game. It's like, well, you're using a bow in an enemy that has a chase down, so it's going to be a pain in the ass for you for that reasoning. And here's where my counter-arguments would go to that one, is you should be able to beat any content in a game like this with any build. It shouldn't be specific to, well, you wanted to be a bow build, so this one particular enemy that you're fighting is going to be fucking impossible to kill. Because that's just bad design right there. Because then, just because you want to play a certain style in a game, you're being actively punished over it and actually can't clear it nearly as easily as other people, and it just becomes frustrating because you just happen to pick the wrong class. Which is, by all intensive purposes, directly punishing a player for the freedom of choice. Something that you had never even prepared them for in the first place. Which, again, that's why I would say that is bad design. I do agree that it could be harder for certain classes to do certain things, and it should be. Abso-fucking-lutely. But it shouldn't be damn near impossible to fight a certain enemy type because you picked a certain class. I think that's just fucking nonsense. If you could don't, sir. Alrighty, he is chasing my ass down hard. Every time I charge the shot, he's actually scripted to do that when I charge the shot. Alright, cool. He might be, at least. I'm not 100% sure about that. If he is, though, that's actually kind of cool. I can't complain about that. That's actually kind of cool. Ow. Then I just need one more shot on him. I don't know where his weak spot is, if he has one. But I think a boss being, like, fucking almost impossible because, like, all of its damage versus one particular spot that's, like, really hard to hit, like Floor with a ranged character. She's fucking almost impossible with a ranged character. And that's not even, like, the higher tier. These islands go about 8 tiers higher than where I am at right now in the game. Like, they go much higher than this. If I fought Floor on a tier 5 island, I will get spanked. I will not have a chance against that fight. The only reason I beat her is because we're not in a super high level at the moment. So, like, fights like that, it's like that's a no-go for me. But so I think that's just like a general thing that any game dev should do on top of it, at least with boss fights. Maybe not necessarily with every enemy, but you should with every enemy anyway. They should try out literally every build type, or at least every weapon type, that they want to put into their game, and fight every enemy type with every weapon type. Just to see if there isn't an issue, or if there's a flaw or something that just doesn't work with it. Because that's kind of just the impression that I get out of it more than anything with that fight. Why that aggravated me so much with Fleur is that they didn't really playtest it with a bow. Or at least after they made the changes that they did, because I don't think that she was always like that. They did a lot of changes to Fleur with this most recent update to make her way more formidable, because she was a joke before. But that just all goes into careful balancing, though, so I doubt that it's something that'll stick. I would love to say hi to my bro up there, Anubis, but, I think we're just gonna go over to where this gate is. I'm probably going to call it after that. Anyway, I had a point where I was going with that rant, like, a while ago, but I lost that point, so my apologies. It's kind of got lost. It's one of my favorite fucking conversations to have, honestly. I just love talking about game design and that kind of shit. So, if you couldn't tell from the videos that I had done about the fights in Library of Ruina, if that wasn't obvious. Guess the king had enough of being played for a fool, for real. Oh, man. I'm gonna eat the last of my sandwich now. What time is it? It is perfect time to call it, to be honest with you. It's 10:30 my time. Gives me plenty of time to hop off, watch some shit for a little while, and then go to sleep. But yeah, game design is just one of those kind of things, and just kind of making anything in general is just a lot more in-depth than people give it credit for, and they love to just kind of look at it black and white, I guess. While I criticize everything constantly, and I sound like I'm super negative about a lot of things, I'm really not. And the vast majority of those things that I criticize, like, a vast majority of things that you bump into are going to be mediocre, and there's nothing wrong with the term mediocre. But I think it's important that you recognize those sort of things, so that you can be able, when you do find those things that break the mold, that are above average, that do better than the rest at a certain thing, that really stand out, then you have a standard for it. Something that breaks that standard and does better, and then you can apply the praise that those devs, or that the creator of it, is worthy of receiving for such a thing. So, that's really just the best way that I can really explain it. But yeah, best fights, engaging fights. Just really the only other way that I can word it, other than that, just engaging fights, where there's a back and forth, where there's an idea behind it, but there are other ways that you can go about said fight, I guess. Something that just looks like that it was really kind of planned from the get-go on how the player would be thinking trying to go through that fight. I also love getting my expectations absolutely destroyed by things, so on a subjective level, I love seeing something, immediately thinking one thing, and the devs know that's the thing that they're thinking, or that you're thinking, and then they take a shit on it. Can't give you an example right now, but that's funny to me. Say they make a boss that looks like they're going to be really tanky, but then he just whips out a bow and just starts lighting your ass up from the other end of the room. I think that that'd be fucking hilarious. Do I have points I need to spend here? Well, I do, but what do I want to spend them on, rather? Battle Hymn also would help me considerably before I wind up magnuming something in the eye. I don't know, I'm gonna need to really toy around with this build later. I feel like I should just make like a bunch of potions and stuff now, and then figure it out next time that I play. But, bow could be a force to be reckoned with, so long as you can land that magnum shot. I think it's got better clear on mobs than everything else, but in terms of, like, a weapon type that can absolutely fucking annihilate bosses, you do have better options. So, I don't know. I just know that they're trying to figure out a lot of projectile shit right now, too, so. When they added guns into the game, they changed a lot of projectile coding. So that also could be a lot of the reasoning why bow is behaving the way that it is right now. I'm really literally just eating the rest of my food before I head off. Exactly, Zigar. It doesn't mean that the game is bad because there are negative aspects about it. Just being realistic about those negative aspects. There are a lot of great things that I like about Craftopia. There are a lot of things that I can absolutely praise about it. One of the main ones is how quickly that they are trying to keep up with these fucking quality of life changes that they've been doing. This durability change that they did. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've been using this bow for so damn long. I think we are just hitting the less than halfway durability point. And it's 160. Yeah, we're at 67 durability right now. And it seems like they last forever while doing those kind of things, which, honestly, you kind of want that to happen with some of the late game weapons anyway, because the repair costs that you wind up seeing for some of these weapons later on in the game are asinine. This thing actually has about a 100k repair price for the Scarlet Eyes, or for the Green Dragon Crescent Blade. It is insane. Money is fairly easy to get across once you know how to get the money in the game. So I guess money doesn't necessarily matter, but when the pricing for repairing things goes up so exponentially later on, and then you're realizing that those weapons that you're using that are super overpowered are burning out in a fight, it kind of just, you eat through cash trying to do that, which is kind of just silly. Just make cash harder to get, or just make it so that you can't fucking make an infinite amount of cash, like, overnight. Or that you only have a certain amount of cash that you can have on your character at any given time. There's like a maximum, maybe like 1 million or something like that, so that you would only get 10 repairs out of it. And then balance the game around those 10 repairs. Like, there are ways around it. And I'm glad that I'm seeing things like that with the durability. I hate, like, useless durability systems being added into games that just add pointless maintenance that stops you from doing the fun shit that you want to do in the game. I want to play Craftopia because I want to go into dungeons, I want to take my weapon, I want to level up my character, I want to see my numbers get higher, and I want to beat the shit out of people, and I want to put my skill points where I want to put them so I can make my character stronger. That's what I play Craftopia for. And I want to build things here and there. Like, that's what I play the game for, and those are the things that it should just be sticking to, right there. It's not the most unique thing in the world, because many other games have a lot of those same aspects, but just stay to that theme. Add in the extra stuff later, and just make sure that the core gameplay loop that you have right there is fucking good and fucking engaging. And feels good to play. Doesn't feel like it's a broken mess either. That'd be nice too. So, like, yeah, that's really all I can say. That's why I play the game, is to do all of that kind of stuff. I don't play the game because I want to sit there and repair every single weapon that I have in my inventory every single time that I walk into a dungeon. So, there you go. Done. And there's a lot of things that you don't want to inherently do in a game. I get that, but hopefully my point is kind of clear with that. Like, you don't want to die in a video game, but, you know, you kind of need to have death, and you need to have appropriate death penalties in a video game, because it is just an inherent thing about games. It is a punishment for not doing the right thing. So it kind of has to exist for a reason. Although you don't inherently be like, yeah, I love dying in video games. I want to die. No, you don't, but it's not about just things that you want to do, but the reason why death is in a game, even though you don't inherently want to go out of your way to die, usually, is because it serves a purpose. And that's just the best way that I can explain durability systems, is like, have durability in your game, but make sure that it is balanced around a central purpose, or several purposes. What is the purpose for a durability system in your game? Why? And then go from there. Rather than just, yeah, this is a game that's supposed to be kind of realistic and survival-based, so we're just going to throw a durability system in it and we'll work it out later. Hell no. Fuck that. If it doesn't need a durability system and you can't think of a reason why you want a durability system inside of a survival game, don't add a fucking durability system. It's a really simple concept. You just don't add things into a game if you don't have any particular reasoning for why that system should exist in the first place. And then as you think of those things and why you would need a certain system like that in play, then you add them. Even if it's just a placeholder until you find something better. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, because I'll be talking about this shit all night long, because it's just like a lovely topic of mine. But, I'll see you guys later. I am still trying to work on trying to get my Yume Nikki shit going. I literally made the thumbnail for that Yume Nikki video like 2 months ago, and I finally did all the narration for it, so starting really soon, I'll actually get to the editing part of it and start downloading the videos that I need to get the video out, and it'll be an interesting video. I can't wait until I get it up. I have some good ideas. Excuse me. I have some great ideas for what I want to do for certain parts, and how to talk about certain subjects about Yume Nikki. So, then I really want to get into another RPG horror soon, so that'll be nice. Also, Hollow Knight and Darkest Dungeon are things that I have now. If I have not mentioned that in the last stream, I will mention it again. So, those are something that I will be diving into eventually. Eventually, I'm just trying to figure out a number of different things in my life right now, but until then, I'll see you guys later. It was enjoyable. I'm going to continue doing whatever. and just relaxing for the night for work. And tomorrow I may or may not dive back into this one. I don't know what I want to do. We'll figure it out tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's another day. So, take it easy, guys. It was enjoyable. And, yeah. Peace.